destiny. This is our destiny. Even when my strength is gone, I'm holding
can't stop me. Welcome to the world of Xiaomi. This is what we've been up to. Let's dive right into it. We kept India connected with technology like never seen before.
Truly a timeless flagship.
Technology that works at the speed of light. Technology that is really light. So that you could capture every moment perfectly.
That you have never experienced a camera setup like this on a smartphone ever before.
And when you thought you'd seen it all, we showed you the bigger picture. We showed you what entertainment should look like. And we made sure that it didn't just wow you, it wowed you.
It's so light you can even lift it with just 2 fingers.
We didn't compromise on design or clarity. That's how we made your happiness our top priority. We didn't just stop there. We also made technology that fueled your drive to excel. We made technology for the hustlers, for the dreamers, for the make-believers.
This is indeed a stunning laptop.
And all of this was possible because we wanted to give you everything you asked for. You nudged us to aim for more and be the best we could be. And now we're ready to steal the show with the Xiaomi 12 Pro 5G. Ready to usher in a new era of technology with the Xiaomi Pad 5. And ready to immerse into the future with the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A. We are ready for next.
All right. Welcome to Xiaomi Next, where we showcase not just the best, but what's next in technology. My name is Sumit Sonal, and I represent marketing for the Xiaomi brand. I will quickly go back to the last slide, and I would want you to remember a few points. All right. The staff which you will be meeting today has been double tested and is fully vaccinated. Number 2, all the people which you will meet in the stadium today have been RT-PCR tested in the last 48 hours. But we have to remember that we have to take all precautions today, and that's why we have booked this humongous venue so that we are socially distanced and we are following all the COVID-19 protocols. But remember, sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Keep your mask on at all times and maintain social distancing. Now, like I was saying, I am Sumit Sonal, and I represent marketing for the Xiaomi brand. All right, now before I start today's show, give me a loud cheer if you are ready for the first product launch under the Xiaomi Next property. Mi fans, are you ready? Maza nahi aaya. Mi fans, are you ready? All right, when I say the word tablet, what product comes to your mind? Give me an answer and feel very, very free. Give me an answer. When I say the word tablet, apart from that Confi Boost prank which we pulled on you, what comes to your mind? Give me an answer, please. All right, I heard a certain brand from the audience. Now, do you realize and question yourself why the entire tablet segment has become synonymous just with a single brand and a single product? And why there has not been a single product till today which you have been able to recommend to your friends, to your family members, or even to your partner? Have you ever questioned that? Now, there are 4 core reasons which I believe, and I'm for sure that you also agree with me. What are these 4 core reasons? Let me just go one by one. Number 1, all the tablets in even the 40 to 50,000 rupee segment lead with poor performance. Actually, I can call it pathetic performance. Now, let me just give you an example. For playing a video or playing music, it's fine. But the moment you throw a game at it, there begins your nightmare. You will get into app crashes, bootloaders, and so much more. The second problem with the tablets today are outdated displays. Absolutely low resolution displays, absolutely huge bezel displays, which are completely outdated in 2022. The third reason is feeble audio, Most of the OEMs are actually thinking of tablets as just large-scale smartphones. And you understand that smartphone speakers are small and they produce very, very feeble sound. Now, if you install the same speaker into a tablet, you will have the same result: feeble, poor audio quality. And the fourth reason is non-optimized OS. Most of the OEMs have been looking at tablets, like I just mentioned, as just large-scale smartphones. And the presence of a non-optimized OS leads into a bad UI and a bad user experience. And today, we are here to change that completely. And that's a promise which I am making to you standing on this particular stage. All right, sorry. But why now? The question is, why in 2022 we are doing this? Now, there are few reasons, and I'm going to ask you a question. In the starting of 2020, the person who you were, are you the same person today? I can tell you, I am not the same person. My requirements have changed. I have changed myself. And I'm sure most of our consumers will agree with this. For example, my entertainment needs have changed. I am no longer the generation. I'm actually cutting cords. I'm actually uninstalling the DTH, and I want my content on demand. I want the content to flow in with me wherever I go. The second reason, we are now not the generation of Candy Crush. We are not the generation of Angry Birds. We are moving into person versus person gaming. We are moving into arcade gaming. And like I was mentioning before, most of the tablets, because of the inferior performance, do not stand up to the promise. And the third reason is, with the work from anywhere culture, you are now required to be productive everywhere you go. And my promise on this particular stage is that we do it all better. All the 3 things which I mentioned, we do it all better with the Xiaomi Pad 5. Introducing the Xiaomi Pad 5. This is the India debut of the product most of our Mi fans have always awaited. right, so that's the first look of Xiaomi Pad 5. And our promise is that you do everything better with the Xiaomi Pad 5. All right, let's talk about the first use case scenario, and I will spend a little time on it. The first use case scenario is doing entertainment better. And you understand that whenever we launch a certain product in the country, we always work very closely with our consumers who are our Miui fans to understand that what is that exact requirement, what is that exact spec which you want. Now you understand that Xiaomi has been able to disrupt segments, right? You saw us disrupting the smartphone segment. You saw us disrupting the Smart TV segment. And today, we are disrupting the tablet segment. Now, when we started understanding our users, what we realized that 72%, and that's a big number, 72% of our consumers use their tablet mostly for entertainment needs. And that's why the first thing which we are doing on this particular stage is that we are introducing a large 10.95-inch screen in a footprint of a 10.2-inch tablet. And that's a huge display, a huge real estate which you get to game on, which you get to consume your content on. The second thing which I wanted to mention, and you will notice when I talk about this thing, you will immediately know what I'm talking about. You know that our content is mostly shot in 16:9. 16:9 is the content which you see across your TVs, across your desktops, across your laptops. But if you look at the competition brand, what you will realize is that a 16:9 aspect ratio is getting downscaled into 4:3. But when you downscale it, it's not a natural scaling, it's not a natural downscaling. When you downscale this, what you will see are those huge black bands on the top and at the bottom. And I believe, and I think you will agree with me, that that is absolutely ineffective usage of such a large display. But what we wanted to do is something different. And that's why on the Xiaomi Pad 5, you get a 16:10 aspect ratio. And now this is a huge change because a 16:9 content will naturally scale beautifully into a 16:10 aspect ratio, maintaining the same consistency which you have seen across your devices. The second thing which I wanted to mention is the resolution. Now this 1920 into 1080 is what we have been growing up with, right? This is full HD resolution, you guys know about this. But you will also realize when full HD is at a distance, for example, a TV, right? You are at least a 10 to 15 feet distance, this is okay because you don't see those pixels. But when it comes to a tablet, which is just 2 to 3 feet away from you, you will start noticing noticeable difference actually in terms of clarity, in terms of the color accuracy. Now, how are we going to change it? How are we going to deliver a much more solid experience when it comes to content consuming? How do we deliver that? And hence, what we are doing in this particular 10.95-inch display is that we are delivering a 2560 into 1600 aspect resolution. Now, what this means is very, very important. First of all, this is 1.9 times the pixel count of a full HD resolution. But with a 2560 into 1600, you also get a much better PPI. At the same time, this is also a 10-bit display. Now, I spoke about the resolution. Now, this is a 10-bit display, which means that each and every pixel is about to do 1.07 billion colors. 1.07 billion colors on a 10-bit display, and that's absolutely amazing. A lot of people will use these tablets for design purposes, for actually doing mechanical drawings. Now, with a 1 billion color display, you get the right color accuracy, which you have always expected on a tablet, and that was completely missing in this segment. Now, the last thing which I would want to tell you is that because of a larger aspect ratio, which I was just talking about, 16:10, we are now able to fit in many more pixels per inches. What is the PPI? On the competition side, everyone, literally everyone, plays between 150 to 264 ppi. We are not doing that. I told you, display is something which you consume your content on. And that's why we are delivering the highest PPI count in the segment and leading with 275 PPI. The next thing on this display is this is a very bright display, pushing up to 650 nits. Now, why is brightness important? This display, this tablet, will move with you wherever you go. Now, for example, you're sitting outside in a cafe. This display, because it's bright enough, will adapt automatically. If you are coming inside and sitting on your couch, again, the display will understand and calibrate itself automatically. So that's about the specs on the display. But what's industry leading is the next point. The next point is the presence of a 120 Hertz reality flow in this segment. Now, one more thing which I wanted to mention is that most of the brands have limited this particular feature in a 70,000 to 1 lakh rupee price brackets. You exactly know the product I'm talking about. But look at yourself, look at all your phones. You're already above 60 Hertz. You're already using a 90 Hertz or a 120 Hertz. Now, if I go back to a 60 Hertz, it's like going back. I don't want to do that. So, to maintain that same consistency, you get a 120 Hertz segment leading and segment first refresh rate on this particular display. The next thing which I wanted to mention is the presence of true color. Now, what is true color? There is an ambient color temperature sensor which is built within this display. Now, what it does, and you can actually look at this, what it does is that it understands the ambient lighting conditions. For example, I was telling you, you might be sitting with this thing under harsh lighting conditions. The moment it detects the color temperature, which is of the ambience, it will automatically tune the display as per that lighting condition. And it's adaptive. You can also go under the settings menu and do much more things on the color accuracy. So that's that. But the next thing which I'm talking about is again segment leading. We are introducing the support for Dolby Vision on this particular tablet. But, and I have a lot of buts today, but video is just 50% of the story. The remaining 50% of the story, when it comes to entertainment, is actually audio. And like I was mentioning, nobody till today has been able to crack this. And I was telling you this, that we have completely reimagined what a tablet could be. Hence, what you get, again for the very first time, is a quad speaker setup for independent channels on the Xiaomi Pad 5. Let me just give you a quick view of how it looks. So these are 4 speakers, 4 independent symmetrical speakers to give you that right sound. And I know your problems. I am a consumer myself. I've always been dependent on external Bluetooth speakers and headsets to enjoy my content. That's not the case anymore. Rely on your beautiful display and rely absolutely on these quad speakers to give you that room filling, that surround sound which you have always wanted from a tablet. The second thing which I wanted to mention is the presence of high-resolution audio certification. Now, I know that most of you have Bluetooth headsets, and most of us are also moving into lossless audio. Is the device ready to comprehend that and deliver the right audio experience? Absolutely it is. So on wired and wireless connections, you get support for high-resolution audio. So that's, again, industry first. The last thing which I wanted to mention on this particular tablet is channel mapping. Now let me take a moment to explain what channel mapping is, and you will appreciate this. Take a look at this. For example, and let me quickly explain, I will not take more than a minute. If you are holding the device in landscape orientation, you have the left channel firing, and I said these are 4 independent drivers. You have the left channel firing and the right channel firing together. But what happens when you're consuming, for example, Batman, and you flip the device? The device, using the accelerometer, is able to understand the orientation of the device and will flip the speakers automatically. Now, this is very, very crucial. For example, when you are gaming, when you are playing BGMI, what you will realize is that it's very, very important to understand that where your enemy is coming from. If the device orientation does not change the mapping of the speakers, you will get confused and you will get headshotted and die in under a minute. That's not happening anymore. This is an intelligent display which is also understanding the display orientation and mapping the channels and mapping the speakers accordingly. The second thing which I wanted to mention is that we are also consuming a lot of portrait content now. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and much more. Are your left channel firing? Are your right channels firing together? Always, okay? So because you have 4 independent speakers, you will have left channel firing together and the right channel firing together. What happens in this situation is that you always understand and appreciate where the sound is coming from, and it is absolutely right, no matter what the orientation of the device is. Now again, I have one more segment first. Let me quickly show you. Sorry. This, and I would want you to answer what fills this particular gap. This is the only tablet in the segment with, and give me an answer, me fans. What do you think that gap is? Yes, you are right. This is the only tablet in the segment, with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. And you exactly know that most of the high-end laptops are not able to do this. And we are doing this on the Xiaomi Pad 5 to deliver the right video and the right audio experience. All right, I'm moving to the second section now. And I have some questions for you again. Now, like I was saying, the entire idea of building a device is to also aid you in gaming. And when it comes to gaming, there's one very specific thing which all of us consumers want. What is that one thing? Can you answer me? Performance? I heard performance. Okay, so exactly to play on that particular point. But also remember that this is a 2.5K plus display. This is a 16:10 aspect ratio. And imagine you are playing BGMI on this with quad speakers, high refresh rate, with Ultra HD resolution. Imagine how beautiful gaming would be. But how do we support that level of gaming, that brand new PvP gaming, which we are all getting used to? We support this with the right thing and with the right processor. And I wanted to tell you that this brings in flagship 800 series processor, which was the biggest problem in the segment. And we are solving for that right here, right now. The flagship 860, which you see on this particular tablet. The second thing which I wanted to mention. Now, most of us have been used to gaming on a small screen. Now, this is nice, right? But you will remember one thing, that most of the controls are like just jumbled up, right? It's a small real estate. Most of the controls are just jumbled up. But when you go into a large screen experience, your fingers are of the same size, which means that your controls also don't need to be humongous, don't need to be big. They need to be of the same size. But at the same time, because the controls are now not overlapping your screen and aren't cluttering your entire screen, you get a huge real estate and an added advantage across all your games. And that is the point which I wanted to make here today. So Snapdragon, flagship Snapdragon 800 series processor, fueling all your games. And also remember, right now, today, you get enough horsepower And also, tablets go on for long, 3, 4, 5 years. You get enough horsepower today, which means that you have enough horsepower even after 2 to 3 years to drive all your games without any issues. Let's talk about the next use case, which is productivity. And this is also important, right? I was talking about that we are now getting into a work from anywhere culture, right? And like I was saying, like hardware is just one half of the story. The software defines your experience. And that's why we are launching Miui for Pad. And this is also the India introduction of Miui for Pad. Now this is not just a scaled up OS. This is an OS which has been completely redesigned for a large screen experience. Most of the OEMs have just been installing the same ROMs and understanding that there is no difference. There is a humongous difference between a smartphone and a tablet, and we understand that, and hence the importance of an optimized OS, an OS which has been optimized for the large screen experience. Now, across the entire segment, across all of the MIUI, we have optimized every system app only for the pad. Let me quickly give you a few examples. For example, take a look at the weather app, right? It's just not a scaled up version. This is completely redesigned to take usage and to use the entire real estate to the fullest. Oh, by the way, I did not know that, did you see the AQI? That gives you one more reason to keep your mask up. 260 plus is the AQI in Delhi today. The second thing is that unlike a major brand, we have been able to scale up and redesign even the calculator app for the Xiaomi Pad 5. And these are few use case scenarios. It's a beautiful app. Most of you know this app. Most of you have gotten so used to this. Now, we have not just scaled it up. We redesigned the entire calculator app for the Xiaomi Pad 5. The third app, which I wanted to show you today, is again in an introduction, and we redesigned and we made a new Notes app exclusively for the Xiaomi Pad 5. We'll speak more about this one. So these are the few system apps which you will find on your device, and most of them have been completely redesigned and reimagined for a large screen experience. Now let's talk about the new UI. And like I was mentioning before, the UI basically defines your entire experience. So how have we changed the UI for a large screen experience? Let me just give you a quick example. For example, you can now see an app dock, which means just swipe up from the left-hand side or the right-hand side of your screen, and wherever you are in the system navigation, you will find the app dock swiftly coming up. The second thing which I wanted to show you, and by the way, most of our media colleagues and most of our fans have always loved the Miui Gestures. Some have even called it the finest implementation of gestures on a smartphone. We are extending the same on the tablet experience as well. Now, you can also swipe up just to go home. And that's that easy. Everything which you have used and on this particular tablet, you feel right at home with the same experience. The second thing which I wanted to talk about is multitasking. Now, this is again one cool example. For example, you're watching a video, simply go up and move it into a split window. Now, this is a very big use case scenario. While you are watching one video, you are also reading about the same topic on Wikipedia. But with our new optimizations and with our core optimizations, now you can also pull a side window and a floating window and start taking notes right on top of it, making it very easy. You're doing three things: watching video, reading content, and taking notes all at the same time. And that's the beauty of Miui for Pad. Now let's also talk about the tools for productivity which we are introducing alongside the Xiaomi Pad 5. Number one, we are introducing the Xiaomi Smart Pen. And we are introducing the Xiaomi Smart Pen. Now let me give you the first look of the Xiaomi Smart Pen. This is how beautiful it actually looks. With just 12.2 grams, you can keep it in your hands all day long. And you will not ever feel that fatigue. It has a matte texture. It feels beautiful when you hold it in your hands. But at the same time, while being light, this can charge from 0 to 100% in just 18 minutes. I'll tell you one fun fact. Under a minute of charge, and there will be use case scenarios in your own life where you need quick charge. Just charge it for under a minute and you will get 20 minutes of usage. And that's whopping. Under a minute, you get 20 minutes of charge, always on the go, no matter what. Now, like I was mentioning, this also carries a precision tip, right? It's a pen of precision. Why is that and how is that becoming? Like I was mentioning before, a lot of our new consumers will be using this particular tablet and this particular pen to be designing absolutely brand new things. For that matter, a lot of people are getting into doodling. A lot of graphic artists. Are there any graphic artists in the audience? No one? All right. So, for a lot of graphic artists, the pressure sensitivity of a pen is very, very important. And hence, you get 4,096 levels of pressure sensitivity. Means even when you are sketching or even when you are shading, your pen is able to understand that force, comprehend that force, and then convert it into those line drawings, those beautiful shades which you want to create. Now let me give you a few examples of what this tablet and this pen can produce together. We left the Xiaomi Pad 5 and the Smart Pen for just 6 hours with our design team. And we have our design team backstage, but just take a look at this. In under 6 hours, our team was able to create this beautiful drawing. And I want to give a big round of applause for Anurag. Anurag is not here today, but what he has done in under 6 hours is absolutely beautiful. This is why I call this the pen of precision. This is what it can deliver in your own hands. I would also want to show you one more drawing which Anurag helped us with. And you can take a look. All right. Whenever you are a new tablet user, you would want the same experience. And understand that we are graduating from a pen and a paper to a tablet experience. And there will be a lot of new customers on this one. Now, the moment you do that, the first fear is that, what if my palm is actually rubbing off on the screen? And that's how you write. Half of your palm is actually landed on the screen itself. What we have built is an active palm rejection. No matter what, it always understands the difference between the pen tip and your palm, and there is that active palm rejection which will ensure that there are no ghost touches at all whenever you are making notes, whenever you are drawing or doing anything on this particular tablet. So this is also a big thing. Now, how do you charge this pen, right? And we have a lot of creative people in the house. You're always thinking. There are ideas coming into your mind. How do you charge this while you are still thinking? Just dock it. Just simply dock it on the Xiaomi Pad 5, and it gets magnetically charged. Like I was mentioning, while you are thinking, your pen is always ready on the go. So 0 to 100% in under 18 minutes or on magnetic charging, and under a minute of charging, you get 20 minutes of usage. And that's very, very handy for all of us. All right. The second productivity tool is something which you have been asking for. And I hope this completes that entire ecosystem of things which you need to be productive. Introducing, take a look actually, and then I will talk more about it. All right, introducing the Xiaomi Pad keyboard to complete that entire productivity set which you have always wanted. A beautiful tablet, a WQHD tablet, along with the Smart Pen and the Xiaomi Pad keyboard completes that entire ecosystem which is required by you to be always productive anywhere you go. Now, the next thing which I would want to talk about in the productivity section are the cameras. And now I know that not a lot of people use the Xiaomi Pad keyboard's camera maybe for taking primary photos and doing so much more. But these cameras are so good. Let me explain how good are the cameras. Let me show you the main camera first. On the front, you get support for full HD video conferencing. Whether you are in Microsoft Teams, whether you are in Zoom, or you like doing video conferencing on Instagram, all the apps support full HD video conferencing using the main camera. The second thing which I wanted to mention are the presence of dual microphones. With two microphones, there is an active noise suppression which happens, which means that you are not just looking good, but you are also sounding right and sounding good at all times. So nowhere am I audible is not going to happen anymore. And that's what is the front camera on the Xiaomi Pad 5. The second thing is the rear camera. And we know that a lot of our young users will be using this tablet to take notes and to actually scan notes and share it with their friends and family. So we have moved the document scanning in the main camera module so that it is very effective, very easy for you to scan documents. Now, I have been using this for a particular purpose. I opened a bank account a few days back, and they sent me a physical copy. What I did, I never wanted to go back to a scanner and you scan that, then sign it, then scan it again, and then print it out and send it back to them. So what I did, I just clicked the picture, used the Xiaomi Smart Pen, signed it, and sent it out. And that's easy. And that's absolutely easy. Multiple steps gone, no paper wasted, and that's easy to be doing just using a Smart Pen and your pad. So that's how quick this is. Now all of this has been supported by a 13 megapixel rear camera and an 8 megapixel front camera. So that's the camera setup on the Xiaomi Pad 5. The last thing which I would want to mention is the presence of these three things. Most of us have now started migrating from a 2.4 gigahertz band to a 5 gigahertz band. Because of, obviously, we live in crowded areas and 2.4 gigahertz keeps overlapping and keeps giving you random speeds at all times. We are also extending support for dual band Wi-Fi support. You have the presence for 5 gigahertz support as well, so that you get stable connections, faster connections at all times. The second thing which I wanted to mention today is the presence of a Type-C port with OTG support. Now with OTG support, you can now attach your flash drives, you can attach your existing mice and your existing keyboard to this setup, and if you are a gamer, if you are a hardcore gamer, you can also attach a joystick or a gamepad to go along with this. So all your existing ecosystem works beautifully with the Xiaomi Pad 5. And the last thing is the presence of Bluetooth 5.0. With Bluetooth 5.0, what you get is low latency, stable connections all across your house, your offices, and your music is always sounding good. Your music, your content will always sound good, no drops altogether. Now, the last thing which is on top of my mind is what powers through everything on this Xiaomi Pad 5. So, this is supported by a large 8,720 mAh of battery, which will continue to go on and on for days without ever disappointing you. Let's take a look at few stats. You can hear music on this one for up to 5 days. Actually, with your screen off, this can go even up to 10 days. You can consume games on this WQHD resolution. You can consume games with great sound for almost up to 10 hours. And this goes from 0 to 100% in just 91 minutes. By the way, there's a 22.5 watt charger, which is there in the box itself, but most of our consumers today in this particular audience, and those of us who are watching us live, will have an existing 33 watt charger in their bags. This also supports a 33 watt charger. And the number which you are seeing over there, 0 to 100% in just 91 minutes, and 0 to 50% in under 40 minutes. And that's a promise. A tablet which is always ready in just half an hour of charge. All right, so that's Xiaomi Pad 5. And I'm quickly going to summarize it before I move on with the pricing and availability. So like I said, 120 Hertz of refresh rate, segment first and segment leading. For a beautiful, smooth experience across UI, across all your games. One more thing which I would want to highlight and would want your attention upon is that we are not doing a 64 GB variant in the country. I'll tell you why we are not doing a 64 GB. Number one, and gamers support me on this one, the base install of BGMI is 4.1 GB. Correct? If you install all the add-ons which are available within the menu, it's 12.1 GB. With 4 games installed simultaneously on your app, or on your tablet, and maybe 2 full HD videos, you are already running out of storage. So what's the point of doing that? Why to even do that in the first place? So in India, we will only start with 128 GB of storage, and the top variant will have 256 GB of storage. The third thing which I want to mention, and this is again very much appreciated, you want the read and write speeds absolutely in sync with your processor. Now this UFS 3.1 storage is absolutely the new protocol, which means that you get beautiful read-write speeds and you get beautiful processing power with the Snapdragon 800 series. Like I was mentioning, gaming on this has never been better. With a 2.5K plus resolution, you get support for over 1 billion colors. You get support for true color, adaptive display, which understands your ambience and adjusts the display. As per that, you get quad speakers with channel mapping. Channel mapping, like I was telling you, is very critical whenever you are consuming content, whenever you are gaming. MIUI has been optimized. This is not the same MIUI. MIUI has been optimized for a large screen tablet experience, and this is MIUI 13, MIUI for Pad. You get support for Dolby Vision, you get support for Dolby Atmos, making it the only tablet in the segment by a huge margin. By a huge, huge margin, this is the only tablet in the segment to feature both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. And that's the Xiaomi Pad 5. All right, let me show you a quick product video which will quickly summarize all these things. Now I know I've been talking for a while. It will quickly summarize everything in just 30 seconds before I move on to pricing and availability. Are you guys ready for the pricing? All right, the Xiaomi Pad 5 in India will launch at just 26,999. And the flagship variant of the Xiaomi Pad 5 will launch in India at just 28,999. But hold on, I've got more things in my pocket to get you even more excited. Are you ready? Yes? All right. There is an introductory pricing which we are doing on the Xiaomi Pad 5, and here are the prices. So our brilliant team who is sitting in the front row has done one more thing right now, and look at the prices, by the way. There is a discount
Long way. In fact, in this journey, we have remained India's #1 smart TV brand since Q2 2018. Thank you. In fact, it just feels like yesterday I was standing here and talking about our first product. And in this journey of being #1 smart TV, we have changed the lives of over 7 million homes. That's right. We have sold over 7 million smart TVs here in India. However, for me and for a lot of you guys, there is one product which completely changed the roadmap of smart TVs. This revolutionized the way people consumed and watched content. And that is the Mi TV 4A series. This is the TV that is loved by all of you guys. This is the one that truly accelerated the growth of smart TV here in the country. And today, we are taking the next step, introducing the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A. This TV is going to come in 3 sizes. Thank you. It's going to come in 3 sizes, 32-inch, 40-inch, and 43-inch. And we have made significant improvements and upgrades across the entire series. And I'm sure with all of these updates, this will become the next most loved smart TV. Let's quickly go through some of the key changes that we have brought on this generation. The first thing that you'll know is about any TV. When you look at it, it's the design. If you notice, we have removed all the bezels across the TV. In fact, there's no bezels on the top and the sides for the first time. And this will enable you to get a full screen experience. If you remember all our products now, across the entire Xiaomi lineup, we have the same design philosophy. So you'll not find bezels in any of our model from the house of Xiaomi. And one of the reasons why we are the most loved smart TV brand is because of Patchwall. Patchwall completely changed the way you and I consumed content. In fact, this is not just loved by us, a lot of people love what Patchwall is all about. In fact, my favorite is from Counterpoint, which says, Patchwall is truly the heart of our smart TVs. And let me quickly take you through to some of the key features that most of you guys already know about. IMDb integration, we were the first smart TV to bring this. And we also, what this enables, right? You can just with a glance find, you find the ratings on the TV, and you can decide if you want to watch it or not. The second thing that, for me, makes Patchwall. We introduced this way back in 4 years ago. That's universal search. Universal search can search across all the apps on our smart TV, and that's very, very useful. Kids mode is also another absolutely crowd favorite feature. You can find smart curated content, which are appropriate for your kids in this mode. And the last but not the least, today we have over 300 live channels which will be available across all our TVs. So that's Patchwall. We have made significant changes over the last few years. There are small updates. But today the Patchwall is completely different, if you remember, which we launched 4 years ago. Today it's faster, smoother, and better than ever. And fueling this performance is an all-new chipset on the Xiaomi Smart TV. It's powered by a quad-core Cortex A55. And in fact, it has more than 50% more RAM than the competition. This will ensure you can open apps quickly and you can have a smoother UI experience. Talking about sound, we have made a significant changes in the sound department. For the very first time on our full HD TVs, we are introducing 24 watts of speaker power. And this is coupled with a premium audio codec technology called DTSX. DTSX is an object-based surround audio experience that when paired with DTS Virtual X, will give you a surround sound experience. But we didn't stop there. We also have Dolby audio support. In fact, Dolby audio is well known. We have content across various apps, so you can enjoy high-end audio with the Smart TV. Next, let's talk about two other things that we have changed over the predecessor. You will get a dual-band Wi-Fi, which means you get both the bands. This will ensure faster Wi-Fi connectivity. You also get Bluetooth 5.0. This is another significant change from the predecessor. What Bluetooth 5.0 brings is stable connection over a long range. So these are some of the few significant changes that we have brought with the Xiaomi Smart TV A. Next, to summarize, take a look at the product. So that's the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A series for you. For the 40 and the 43 inch, it will come with full HD resolution, a premium metal bezel-less body, 24 watts of audio powered with DTX, Dolby audio, and much more. And on the 32 inch, you get HD resolution, the exact same premium bezel-less design, 20 watts of audio, DTS Virtual X, Dolby audio, and much more. And this is going to be launching at just the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A 43 is going to be available at just 25,999. And for the 40 inch, it's going to be available at just 22,999. Hold on, we still have one more product. For the 32 inch, it's going to be available at just 15,499. We have worked with our banking partner HDFC to give you an additional 2,000 discount on this TV. So effectively, you can get the latest generation of Xiaomi Smart TV 5A starting at just 13,499. So that's the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A series for you. We believe this will provide the complete entertainment experience, and this will be going on sale on April 30th, 12 noon on our Miui.com, partner website Flipkart, and other retail store. But we didn't just come here to talk about the Xiaomi Smart TV 5A series. The team has been working really hard behind the scene to bring something really, really special for all of you guys here. This is perhaps the most significant thing that has happened to the Xiaomi TV since we launched the Xiaomi TV. Let's take a look. you guys like the surprise? I can't hear you. Did you guys like the surprise? That's right, folks. I've been waiting a long, long time to present this TV to all of you guys. This is our first OLED TV here in the country, and we're calling it the Xiaomi OLED Vision. Thank you. A TV that is so incredible and impressive, you would be stunned when you take a look at it in the experience zone later. For me, this TV is a work of art. This is definitely going to elevate the aesthetics of any room. And this is not just a great display. You must have noticed how incredibly slim this TV is. It's just 4.6 mm thin. In fact, this is our slimmest TV that we have ever built. Fun fact, have you guys got the badges today? Okay. If you guys notice, our TV is in fact slimmer than the badge in your hand. This TV will also come for the very first time, bezel-less design on all the 4 slides. That's right, there's no chin to this TV, as you can see. And this is housed in an all-elegant metal body. It also comes with a whopping, impressive 97% screen-to-body ratio, giving you that amazing premium full-screen viewing experience. And it just looks gorgeous. And like I said before, it will blend and elevate any aesthetics that you have in your home. Be it tabletop, wall-mounted, this is sure a beauty. And it's not just a beautiful TV with great metal body. For a great viewing experience, you need the best picture quality. And we didn't strive for greatness, we have strived for perfection in vision. Now, before we deep dive into what the technologies that we are bringing with this TV, let's take a look how fundamentally an OLED TV is versus an LCD TV. As you guys know, a normal LCD TV comes with different layers that comprises of to give you a picture quality. However, with an OLED TV, you just have a single layer. This makes it possible to build with incredible thinness of the 4.6 mm that you can see here. And that's not all. This display is packed with over 8 million pixels. And all of this 8.29 million pixels are self-illuminating. That's right, they are their own light source and also at the same time produce billions of colors of shades. The second thing that you get with the OLED display is that I can turn each of those pixels individually all the way to down to 0 nits. This gives us the pitch perfect black that all of you guys crave for. As you can see here, with the LCD display, it's very hard to achieve it. However, with the OLED display, we can individually go and turn it off each and every pixels almost to 0 nits. This is only possible on an OLED panel. Not just that, we also have an amazing 1.5 million to 1 contrast ratio, making this our best ever TV display that we have ever shipped. This will ensure you get nothing but the best that you guys deserve for the best possible reproduction of blacks and all the colors. Now, what does all of these means that we spoke about? Imagine you're watching your favorite TV show with a scene like this. The OLED TV, again, we have tried very hard to showcase here, but you need to go and watch this for yourself. The OLED TV can showcase the brightest and the dimmest stars, even in a pitch dark sky. I encourage all of you guys, after this event, please go and check this out for yourself. We're also packing a true 10-bit panel. This is capable of producing over 1 billion colors. As you guys know, with an 8-bit, you get over about 16 million, but with a 10-bit, this will give you over 1 billion shades of color, which makes this picture perfect for all your entertainment need. We are also backing a reality flow of 60 Hertz, which means the TV can intelligently analyze each frames and insert frames to give you and ensure a smooth UI, picture performance for things like sports or playing games. So that's the summary of all the great hardware that we have packed in the Xiaomi OLED Vision. But we didn't stop there. All of this hardware needs to be backed up with great software technologies. I'm very happy to share that the Xiaomi OLED Vision will be our first TV in India to come with IMAX Enhanced certification. IMAX Enhanced gives you a wider viewing area, about 26%, and truly brings that cinematic experience right in your living room. And it's not just higher aspect ratio, guys. You also get fine-tuning of their picture performance in various aspects like picture, color, contrast, sound, and so on and so forth. That's IMAX Enhanced. But this TV is packed with many, many firsts. We are very happy to share that the Xiaomi OLED Vision will come for the first time with Dolby Vision IQ technology. Dolby Vision IQ is significant upgrade over the predecessor Dolby Vision. What we do, we basically dynamically understand the lighting condition of your room or ambient with the ambient sensor, and we match that with the Dolby Vision's metadata. This ensures that you get the best possible picture quality just as the creator intended to be. And we are very, very happy to have shipped this in a Xiaomi OLED Vision TV to give you the best picture performance, no matter how the lighting condition of your room is. Talking about creator's intent, we also packing HDR10 Plus technology that comes with this. As you guys know, HDR10 Plus technology comes with content on our TVs on Amazon Prime, which have a lot of originals. But all of this, the hardware technology, the software stuffs that we have done, it means nothing if you don't tune your hardware. Tuning is the most important thing, and that's why this TV is shipping with the Vivid Picture Engine 2. What we do with Vivid Picture Engine is nothing but optimize the hardware and software to give you the best possible color, contrast, saturation, and brightness. So that's, to summarize, IMAX Enhanced coming for the first time, Dolby Vision IQ coming for the first time. However, picture is just 50% of your entertainment experience. For a great display with so many hardwares on the technologies, you also need perfection in sound. And we have done something completely new, completely revamped the speaker box for the very first time. I'm very happy to share that the Xiaomi OLED Vision will come with a whopping speaker cavity of 1.48 liter. This is the biggest that we have ever built, and all of this is custom built by our team. Now, what does speaker cavity mean? Speaker cavity essentially can displace more air. The more air you displace, the fuller the sound is. And this is complemented by not just one or two, this is complemented with 8 speaker driver. That's right, you heard it right. 8 speaker drivers. We have never done this ever before in any Xiaomi TV. There are 4 active and 4 passive radiators to give you that amazing immersive viewing experience on the OLED Vision TV. We didn't stop there. Of course, great hardware needs to be complemented with great audio technologies. Very happy to share that Dolby Atmos will be available right on the speaker box, right from the speaker box. This is again an object-based audio technology that creates an immersive surround experience right at your home. So that's the summary of sound performance. As you guys see, it's 1.4 liter speaker cavity. We also have 8 speaker driver. We also have 30 watts of speaker, DTS:X, and Dolby Atmos. The next thing that I want to talk about, which is again significant change on this TV, and that's performance. This, and I can guarantee you this is something that you will notice the moment you use our TV. And again, I encourage all of you guys go and check this out. This is possible thanks to the all-new quad-core A73 chipset, which is again a high-performance processor. And for the very first time, we're bringing 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage out of the box. So that's, again, this is some of the things that you guys have asked. Why not more RAM? Why not more storage? We are installing so many apps. There are so many OTT apps. So for those guys, we have listened to you, and we're bringing 32 GB as the base variant. Not just that, we have taken care of all the ports that you will need to connect your external devices. As you can see, we have HDMI 2.1 compatible ports, one of them being eARC. You also have, if you notice, a headphone jack. Now, the story behind headphone jack is very simple. This is one port that you will find across all our Xiaomi TV. This is a consistent design philosophy that we have made a decision to ship in all our TVs. We didn't stop there. We are also shipping the latest Wi-Fi 6 on the Xiaomi OLED Vision TV. Wi-Fi 6 ensures faster connectivity speed and stable performance, no matter where you keep the TV in your house. And that's a guarantee. We're also shipping 2 far-field mics at the bottom of the TV, so that with Google Assistant built in, you can talk to all our Xiaomi IoT products with just your voice. So that's all for the Xiaomi OLED Vision TV. Of course, these will be made here in India. And thank you. Let's summarize all of this and take a look at the product. So that's the Xiaomi OLED Vision TV for you guys. Again, I'm super thrilled. Thank you. We are super thrilled to have brought this product here in India. And for the moment that you probably have been waiting for, the pricing, let's get straight into it. The Xiaomi OLED Vision TV will be launching at just 89,999. Not just that, hold on, we are not done yet. We also have bank offer from our partner. The Xiaomi OLED Vision TV will be available with a 6,000 rupee discount with our partners HDFC credit card and Easy EMI, which makes the effective price of the Xiaomi OLED TV at just 83,999. That's not all. I still have one more surprise for you. The Xiaomi OLED TV Vision will go on sale on 19th of May at 12 noon. And on that day, for everyone who purchases our TV, will get a free 3 years comprehensive warranty on the Xiaomi OLED Vision. Thank you. This is going to be available on Mi.com, our partner website, Flipkart, Amazon, Mi Homes, and other retail stores. So that's pretty much what I came here to talk about on the smart TVs. For the next product, I would like to call on stage Raghu Reddy to talk about the showstopper for today. Raghu.
Thank you, Sudeep. Thank you, Sudeep. Hello, fans. Hi. Thank you, everyone. Hi, I'm Raghu, and I welcome you again to the biggest launch of this year from Xiaomi India. I hope you've been enjoying all the products that we've been showcasing this afternoon. I've been trying out the OLED TV myself for a while, and I'm beyond stoked for you to experience them very, very soon. Now, before we take a look at our next product, I want to spend a minute talking about our journey on the Xiaomi smartphone side. We started this journey in earnest only 2 years back in 2020. And in these 2 years, we've achieved multiple milestones. We worked really hard to bring to you the absolute best with regards to smartphone technology with the Xiaomi smartphones. Obviously, cameras have been a core area of focus for us here at Xiaomi. And with Xiaomi smartphones, we've introduced many firsts on the smartphone camera. And these new features have at least tried to help us progressively bridge the gap between the smartphone and the DSLR. While cameras have been great on the Xiaomi smartphones, one more big area of focus has been to enable a holistic multimedia experience on the smartphones. With this focus, we've enabled a billion color experience, made our displays smoother and more intelligent, and we've also partnered with the best in the industry to enhance the audio experience. Of course, that's not all. Right at the start of this year, we led the way and revolutionized the fast charging landscape in the country. We introduced for the first time ever the 120 watt Xiaomi Hypercharge technology, which is an industry leading fast charging setup that takes you to 100% charge in under 20 minutes. But we're only getting started on this, and the future seems exciting. And last but not the least, through these years, we've also worked tirelessly to improve the design on all our smartphones, trying newer styles, experimenting with different materials. We've been able to bring out some very well differentiated designs. And all of these have received loads of love from you. So thank you. As we continue to innovate in each of these areas, the receptions from the Mi fan, the reception from our Mi fans has been nothing short of phenomenal. So thank you again. Both our recent launches, the Xiaomi 11i and the Xiaomi 11T Pro, have got an amazing reception. Both of these devices have gone on to become the #1 selling devices in their respective segments. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what's next in our smartphone journey. And today, we are taking the next big step, presenting to you the showstopper.
Like an anchor, you were the tide that kept me in. But even a wave will crash and end. This is our destiny. This is our destiny. Even when my strength is gone, I'm holding on.
That's the showstopper for you, a showstopper that's larger than life, a showstopper that leads the pack, a showstopper that excels, and a showstopper that invokes awe. Presenting to you the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Let me straight jump into the design for the showstopper. I'll quickly take you through what the design is about on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Starting with the back of the phone, you get a very unique texture. We're calling this texture the velvet matte finish. And if you look closer, you will see a microcrystalline structure that ensures that there are absolutely no fingerprint marks or smudges on the back of the device. Moving to the cameras, with the Xiaomi 12 Pro, we're also introducing an iconic looking metal camera deco, which is definitely a head turner. And then taking a look at the bottom or the top, you will see the speakers tucked behind a very elegantly designed sound waveform grill. Of course, you can't see it very well over here. I would really urge you to go to the area outside, check out the phone in person, and you'll realize how good it looks. And finally, not just that, the display is also protected by Gorilla Glass Victus, adding more durability to the overall design. The Xiaomi 12 Pro comes in 3 gorgeous colors, starting with my personal favorite, which is the Noir Black. But you also get Opera Mauve, and finally, you also get Couture Blue. Let me show you a quick video that shows all of these colors in its full glory. So that's the showstopper design on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. This is one of the best looking phones from Xiaomi yet, and we are beyond excited for you to try it. While the design on the Xiaomi 12 Pro is something that you can't take your eyes, we also believe that the display is something that you can't take your eyes off either. So what makes the display on the Xiaomi 12 Pro a showstopper? There are a bunch of factors. We'll quickly run through it so that you know what's gone into making the showstopper display. So it's the 3 C's, that's what we're calling it: color, clarity, cutting technology, combined with smoothness and tuning. We worked on each of these elements and equipped them with industry-leading technology across both hardware and software. As a result, what you get is an unparalleled multimedia experience on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Starting with the 3 C's, the display on the Xiaomi 12 Pro perfectly embodies the 3 C's of color, clarity, and cutting-edge technology. The Xiaomi 12 Pro features a large 6.73 2K plus resolution AMOLED display. And with 2K plus resolution, you get absolute clarity for all kinds of content. While we get the clarity right, we also wanted to bring you the best color experience on a high-resolution display, because this is one screen that you'll actually hold closest to your eyes. The Xiaomi 12 Pro comes with, again, a true 10-bit display capable of producing over 1 billion, and this changes everything, because the ability to produce 1 billion colors makes the subsequent display tuning much more effective. It gives the tuning algorithms much more room to recreate a more dynamic visual than what we are used to seeing. So that's the 1 billion colors on the Xiaomi 12 Pro screen. Of course, some of the problems that we encounter when we are using our screens, we use our displays in varying lighting conditions, and this means you'll need to adjust it to the changing environment that you're in. Also, in summer months, when it is too sunny, sometimes it becomes difficult to see things on a sunny day. We're trying to address all of them in as emphatic a fashion as possible with the Xiaomi 12 Pro. It's an overachiever. It is perfectly bright in different lighting conditions, and this has been achieved by the choice of materials that we've used on this. With the Xiaomi 12 Pro, you get the latest and the greatest material in display tech there is, which is the E5 AMOLED material. This allows us to create a display that is even more brighter and power hungry than the previous generations. Continuing our pursuit to bring you cutting edge technology, we bring to you an all new innovation in the form of micro lens technology. This is an implement where we place a lens on top, where we place a lens on top of each pixel. This neat little hack allows us to get better light transmittance and also improves the overall power consumption. Now moving on to smoothness, the Xiaomi 12 Pro also features the latest LTPO 2.0 technology. It's a special kind of OLED display which allows for variable refresh rates between 1 Hz to 120 Hz, while drawing lesser power than the previous generation AMOLED screens. Built on top of the LTPO 2.0, we have our proprietary Adaptive Sync Pro, which allows us to dynamically adjust the display refresh rate basis on the screen, which means when the screen is idle, the phone automatically understands this and sets itself up at 10 Hz, and when you touch it to scroll it, it dials it back up to 120 Hz immediately. Not just this, when you actually play a video which runs at 60 frames per second, the display mirrors it and again dials it down to 60 Hz. The display is also tuned to perfection to create very dynamic looking visuals basis the content on the screen. And not just that, it automatically adapts to any lighting situation that you are in and adjusts the output accordingly. So the Xiaomi 12 Pro has been tuned to perfection. And it's not just us saying that we've created one of the best displays today. We've also been awarded 15 Display Mate A+ awards. This is one of our most awarded displays till date. And here are all the awards on your screen for you to know it yourself. Not just that, we've also extended our partnership with Dolby to enable a Dolby Vision experience on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. The Dolby Vision lets you enjoy a much more dynamic range visual no matter what the scene. With this, you can now enjoy all your Dolby Vision titles on Netflix directly on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Next up, we want to talk about sound. Could this get any better? Absolutely. While others have tended to sideline the audio, we haven't. We've tried to create, again, a holistic multimedia experience in its truest sense. We've curated the audio setup with the same meticulous level of detail that you've seen on the display to bring you an unparalleled multimedia experience. This new approach to audio on a flagship smartphone focuses on a more wholesome and a fuller audio experience over loudness. And as part of this, we've worked with the industry leaders Harman Kardon to tune the speakers on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Harman Kardon brings their 69 years of legacy to give you a crisp, clean audio which has the capacity to fill your space with wholesome sound. With this audio system, you will be able to pick up new notes on your favorite songs. To add on to the goodness of the Harman Kardon on the Xiaomi 12 Pro, it also comes with a one of its kind quad speaker setup. This is India's first quad speaker setup in a smartphone with 2 dedicated tweeters and 2 dedicated woofers. So what are the benefits of this system and why are we introducing it? Well, any sort of audio that you listen to is comprised of number of frequencies all put together, grouped into lower frequencies, bass, and the higher frequencies. A good speaker setup tends to reproduce different frequencies with very high resolution. But smartphones up until this point have largely been using a dual speaker setup, which, while reproducing the lower frequencies well, compromises on the higher frequency reproduction, leading to a lopsided and an incomplete audio experience. The Xiaomi 12 Pro solves this with its powerful quad speaker setup, giving better sound stage and a sharper separation between different instruments so that you can discern magic with your music. I've spoken a lot to make it simpler. I think there's a better video. To further add on to the incredible sound setup, we've also again collaborated with Dolby to ensure that your sound experience is enhanced. You will get Dolby Atmos with this, which means you will feel like you're there in the middle of everything, whether you're binge watching, movies or shows, or playing your favorite game. And not just that, we're also bringing, for the first time, Snapdragon sound that enables a high-fidelity music experience on smartphone. This technology retains all of the original content bit by bit, resulting in music identical to the original recording. And with Xiaomi 12 Pro, it'll probably be your first introduction to a lossless music experience on a smartphone wirelessly. Now that's an absolutely brilliant display and acoustic experience waiting for you to be explored. Let's recap all the wonderful elements on the display and sound on the Xiaomi 12 Pro that's there on the screen for you. I would now like to call upon Sandeep Sarma to take us further through some of the more killer attributes of the showstopper. Thank you, Raghu.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Thank you, Raghu.
Really excited to be here to talk about the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Now, we're starting with something that I'm very interested in and I'm very passionate about, and that is the cameras. Now, I've been using the 12 Pro for the past 3 months, and I'm very pleased to say that this has the absolute best camera performance when it comes to any flagship on the market. Now, before we dive in to what exactly constitutes the showstopper camera setup, let me first talk about the flagship camera setup on other smartphones. There usually is a huge inconsistency when it comes to the camera setup, especially when it comes to the primary cameras versus the experience that you get on other cameras. You also have inconsistency when it comes to focus, where some images are in focus, but most of them are out of focus. You also have inconsistency when it comes to daylight performance, where you have great photos, but night performance is usually very, very poor. And lastly, you have an inconsistency between the images that come out as well as videos, where images are good, but videos are usually subpar. Now, for the very first time, ladies and gentlemen, what we created is India's first and most advanced setup, the only one in India to feature a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, a 50 megapixel wide angle camera, and a 50 megapixel telephoto camera. This is the most consistent and advanced camera setup you can find on any smartphone currently. Now, allow me to showcase some images, because we are not just consistent in terms of resolution, but also in terms of the output. If you look at these 3 images, you will notice great color science across. You'll notice that the skins are incredibly consistent. You'll notice a wide and consistent dynamic range, and most importantly, incredible sharpness and detail across all 3 photos. So the most consistent and advanced camera setup ever on a smartphone. Now, as a photographer, what I usually carried in my backpack for years was a high-end flagship mirrorless or DSLR camera, full-frame sensor, a 14mm focal length ultra-wide-angle camera, a 50mm telephoto camera, a 24mm wide-angle camera. Now, this is considered to be the perfect trio in a photographer's arsenal, and this is also what we have followed, and I'll explain this when I talk about the camera setup on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. What we have on the metal camera deco is, as I mentioned earlier, a 50 megapixel wide-angle camera, and this is the India debut of Sony IMX707, and is currently the largest sensor on a smartphone in India. We also have optical image stabilization, a very large f1.9 aperture, and a focal length of 24mm that is very versatile and yet fit for daily usage. When it comes to the telephoto camera, again, you have a very large f1.9 aperture, which is identical to the primary camera, and that's something that's a rarity even in the flagship segment. We also have a 48mm focal length, which is considered to be practically identical to a 50mm focal length that most people consider to be the perfect representation of the human portrait. Now, why is it so? Anything that's further in the telephoto range and you get compression, anything that's wider and you get distortion. So 48mm gives you the best of both worlds when it comes to overall consistency and overall representation of the human face. We also have a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with a very large sensor and f2.2 aperture, while most of the other competition gives you f2.4, f2.8, or even lower. And this also great looking photos, especially thanks to the focal length, the 14 millimeters, which we consider to be ideal, especially since it captures a very wide field of view, dramatic looking compositions, but at the same time ensuring that there's no distortion, no chromatic aberration, or a fall in terms of the overall sharpness. Now, while these are the specs, how does the tridentical camera perform when it comes to the consistency? Let's take a look in this video first. So here are some samples that were shot on our tridentical camera setup. Now, if you look at this, most of you would probably be thinking that this was shot on the wide-angle camera, considering that you have beautiful looking gradients, there is no overexposure, there is no underexposure, there's plenty of detail available, and the overall image looks very, very good. And believe it or not, this is straight out of the camera, but this was taken on the 2x telephoto camera. Next up, we have a wide shot. Again, on the 50 megapixel wide camera, incredible detail, excellent color in terms of the overall leaves. See the sun bursting through the trees and looks very, very impressive. Again, straight out of the camera. And we have a very difficult situation. And by difficult, I think most people would assume this is easy, but challenging lighting conditions is not only limited to low light, but also when the sun is at its highest in peak afternoon. And that's when this photo was captured, but we still kept the highlights in check and the shadows in check, and overall has great color tone. Now, coming back to the focal length, the 50 millimeter, here are some samples that were shot on a high-end mirrorless camera, which showcases the benefits of getting a 50 megapixel focal length. So you get great subject separation, you get incredible amount of detail, and very good looking colors. Well, these photos were actually captured on the Xiaomi 12 Pro using portrait mode. And all these are straight out of the camera, no editing required, no post-processing required. Now, when it comes to flagship, there are two other problems that we often face, and that is with respect to the focus as well as motion blur. What we have done with the help of Xiaomi Pro Focus technology is eliminate both of these. So no longer do you have an image that is out of focus, and no longer do you have motion blur, which is often caused due to a shake on your own hand, or the device being unable to capture a subject or object that is moving faster than its shutter speed is capable of doing. Now, allow me to demonstrate Pro Focus and the various aspects that it comes with. The first is motion tracking focus, where regardless of where your subject is, he or she is constantly in focus, and even when they go behind the subject or out of frame, they come back thanks to human REID, which essentially tracks their entire body, their clothes, their facial patterns, and make sure that they're always in focus. Next up is eye tracking focus, which ensures that the human eye is always in focus, because that is the optimum focal point to get the core essence of human emotion. And we also have a fallback with respect to face tracking and body tracking, depending on the distance you are from your subject. We also have motion capture, which essentially has a 209% faster shutter speed, ensuring that there is no shakes happening when you take the photo. And we also eliminate motion blur with the help of 10 frames stacked every single second when you're capturing the photo, thus eliminating motion blur. So capture the perfect shot at the perfect moment with Xiaomi Pro Focus. When it comes to low light, we understand that low light is not just about night photography, but rather it also involves challenging situations such as sunset, sunrise, artificial lighting conditions, or low lighting conditions, and even no light. So what we did was to push the Xiaomi 12 Pro to its extreme, and we also compared it with some of the flagships on the market. We went to Manali and we captured shots in practically zero light conditions, and these were all taken handheld, and they were taken using night mode. Now, I'd like to invite all of you to guess as to what phones captured these particular images. And the first photo, I would like to describe some of the characteristics that you see here. This is completely out of focus, high amounts of noise, and it also has a huge purple tint, resulting in an unusable image. Any guesses which phone took this? I think I heard OnePlus, and that is right. This was captured on the OnePlus 10 Pro. And credit where credit is due, it's a very challenging lighting condition, but we believe we can do better. And so did some of the other competitors. So this was the next shot captured on another flagship device. While you see that the purple tint is no longer there, it has some other issues, including black crush, especially in the foreground, where the shadows are completely gone. The overall image is still very noisy. And this was captured on the S22 Ultra. Now we have a third image which again takes things to a better level, but introduces newer set of problems. So this has a better exposure, but it comes at the cost of actually overexposing the highlights, particularly in the region where there's some light pollution. And you notice that all the trees are very soft, almost looks like an oil painting, and there's plenty of ghosting as well. This was captured on the Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max. So what have we done in such a challenging lighting condition? And the result will shock all of you. This is what we got on the Xiaomi 12 Pro, handheld in night mode. So this is what ultra night mode is capable of delivering. The most consistent performance in low light conditions with perfect focus, excellent detail, excellent sharpness, incredible dynamic range, and most importantly, excellent color science. Now, how did we achieve this? Well, it's a mix of several different things, including the large sensor that we have, IMX707. We have incredibly large aperture of f1.9. We have optical image stabilization. We have great color science, and of course, computational photography, including proof focus that ensures that your object or background and foreground and everything is in perfect focus, and also the overall noise levels, as you saw, were almost close to zero. Thank you. So that was essentially shot on ultra night video. So not only do we have ultra night photo, but we also have ultra night video, and we also have pro focus, by the way, on animals as well. And this basically showcased the power of ultra night mode, not just in photo, but also in video. And you can also see the challenging lighting conditions where there were multiple light sources, both warm and cool, how it still retained the core essence and colors across those different lighting sources. Now moving on, we have also ensured the night mode is not just restricted to the primary camera at the back, but you get it across all three cameras, not just at the back, but also the front-facing selfie camera. So every single camera has a night mode. And we also have a portrait night mode. So here are some shots that were taken on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. This is a very challenging lighting condition, like I mentioned. Basically, you have artificial lighting sources, you have moonlight, but again, it retains the core color temperatures of each of these lighting sources, and overall a very noise-free and clean-looking frame. This is a neon trail mode that we shot again on the Xiaomi 12 Pro, a beautiful-looking Lamborghini that it captured really well. And I think the core essence of this is the fact that there's little to no noise, perfect detailing and sharpness. And we also have great consistency when it comes to the videos, as we mentioned earlier. The Xiaomi 12 Pro supports 8K video recording. You get up to 4K 60 FPS videos with EIS, with HDR capability, and it also has HLG, histogram, sonograph, and many, many more features that help you take your creativity to the next level. So that was a film that was shot exclusively on the Xiaomi 12 Pro, showcasing its video capabilities. And we also have another important announcement to make. We love art of filmmaking, and Xiaomi Studios will be coming to India very, very soon. And our first project will be a film that is shot entirely on the Xiaomi 12 Pro. To summarize, we have India's first and only smartphone with a 50 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel wide, and 50 megapixel telephoto camera, a flagship camera system that is unlike any other thing out there. One camera to rule them all, ultra night mode, OIS, 8K video recording, 4K HDR10, Xiaomi Pro Focus, and every single thing that you would need to create wonderful looking photos and images, photos and videos. Earlier this year, we brought 120-watt charging for the first time ever on a smartphone to India. We are the India's fastest charging technology, and Xiaomi Hypercharge is India's fastest charging technology, and it's also the safest charging technology. And thanks to everyone who acknowledged and appreciated it. But how exactly have we made it better with the Xiaomi 12 Pro? And that is with the help of our Surge P1 chipset. And this is the first smartphone in India to come with an intelligent fast charging chipset. Now, what exactly does this allow? Well, it gives you the best of both worlds, which is fast charging as well as flagship battery. So what it can do is 120 watts of Xiaomi Hypercharge, which gives you 100% battery in 18 minutes using the boost mode, as well as 100% of battery in just 24 minutes using the standard mode. But that's not all. We also have the world's only implementation of a unified cell, and no other brand can claim this, especially with 120-watt charging, and this is made possible thanks to Surge P1. Now, why do you need a unified cell when a split cell already exists? Well, the reason is that given the same physical constraints, you're able to get 10 to 15% larger battery capacity within the same physical constraints. So essentially, what you would have gotten on other smartphones would be a 4300 or a 4250 mAh battery, but we are giving you a 4600 mAh battery. That's not all. We also have 50-watt wireless fast charge, which, by the way, is faster than most other flagships when it comes to even their wired charging. And we also have 10-watt reverse wireless charging. And when I mentioned that it is smarter, we also have Xiaomi Adaptive Charge. What this does, it basically understands your schedule. It understands when you go to sleep. Say you go to sleep at 10 p.m., it charges to 80% very quickly. And say you get up by 6, it is ready and charged fully to 100% by the time you wake up. So to sum up, India's fastest and safest charging standard is now made even better and smarter thanks to Surge P1, 4600 mAh battery, 120 watts, and of course, we also get the charger in box. Moving on to what constitutes the showstopper performance, you have the latest and best Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset with this, which is based on a 4 nanometer manufacturing process. Thank you. Now this brings in 20% improvement in CPU. It has 30% faster GPU as well as being 25% more power efficient. And one of the most important things is the fact that it has 400% faster AI performance, which is one of the reasons why we were able to do Pro Focus as well as Ultra Night mode. Now, how exactly have we taken this to the next level? Well, that is thanks to the industry-leading cooling system that comprises of vapor chamber technology, liquid cooling technology, and triple graphite sheets, which ensures that you have sustained peak performance regardless of whether you're doing gaming or graphic-intensive tasks. To sum up the performance, you basically have Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 4 nanometer, the best possible chipset on the market right now. You have better CPU efficiency, better GPU performance, and you have truly global 14-band support for 5G, dual 5G, NFC, Wi-Fi 6E, as well as Navic. And this comes with Android 12 out of the box with MIUI 13 on top. We also have the fan favorite IR Blaster, and we also are ensuring 3 years of software updates and 4 years of security updates. So this is the summary of the showstopper, the current best flagship device available in India, the only one in India to feature a 50 megapixel plus 50 megapixel plus 50 megapixel flagship camera setup, Xiaomi Pro Focus, which is a game changer when it comes to the way that you capture photos, where every single capture or photo you take is one that's worthy of framing. You have the best display experience with a 120 Hertz 10-bit 2K plus AMOLED display with Dolby Vision, with LTPO 2.0, HDR10 plus, and many, many more. You have India's first and only quad speaker setup that comprises of 2 woofers and 2 tweeters. You have a great design in the form of the metal camera deco, the velvet matte finish in 3 different colors. You have 120 watt Xiaomi Hypercharge, 50 watt wireless charging, 10 watt reverse wireless charging, 4600 mAh battery, and the 120 watt charger is included in the box. Now I'll just play a product video to summarize the same. So that was the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Now, to take you all through the most anticipated part, I invite Raghu back on stage.
Thank you, Sandeep. I know it's been a long afternoon, but let's quickly get to the pricing. So as you can see, the Xiaomi 12 Pro comes with 2 variants. As you can notice, there is no 8 plus 128 GB variant. We have 256 GB storage as the default option for both of these variants, because we believe customers in this price segment deserve to get at least 256 GB of storage. The 2 variants are, of course, 8 GB of RAM and 12 GB of RAM. You also get 3 GB of additional virtual RAM on top of this. So what's the pricing going to be? The 8 plus 256 GB will come at just 62,999. Yes, you heard it right. for everything that the showstopper is, this is an incredible price. And for the 12 GB plus 256 GB variant, the pricing is only 66,999. Isn't that amazing? Obviously, we're not done yet. On top of this, you also get a 6,000 discount from ICICI Bank cards and EMI options. On top of it, you also get an introductory offer of 4,000 rupees, which means you can get the Xiaomi 12 Pro for an effective price of just 52,999 for the 8 GB 256 GB variant and for 56,999 for the 12 GB 256 GB variant. All right, so that's the summary of pricing, offers, and okay, we haven't spoken about the availability. Next is availability. When does the sale start? It starts as early as 2nd May at 12 noon across Mi.com, Mi Home, partner platform, Amazon.in, and across all the retail stores. So that's the information on availability. But we're not just done. We also have one more important thing. For all of you fans who've been loyal to us, as a token of gratitude, we also have a special Xiaomi fan sale on the 1st of May, wherein you can get in any of your old Redmi Note or Xiaomi phones and get 20,000 off on the exchange, 100% off up to 20,000 on returning your older Redmi Note or Xiaomi devices to get the new Xiaomi 12 Pro. This will be made available across Mi.com, Mi Home, and Amazon.in. This is on the 1st of May at 12 noon. This is a limited sale only for Xiaomi fans who want to trade in their older Xiaomi devices. Isn't that amazing? Cool. That's it. That's the end of the show. We look forward to your support. I hope all of you can enjoy all the products outside and experience it for yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for coming over here.